Do you know what happened to Adriana tonight?
No, I don't.
She talked to us. She said that you and Heather did this to her. So that's why we're talking to you two.
This is the moment Tina realized her murder victim was still alive. And to make things worse, her victim had just told the cops everything they needed to know to put her behind bars for the rest of her life.
We know what happened out there. It's just going to be a matter of getting fingerprints and evidence back.
Tina is currently being interrogated over the horrific attack of her friend in Florida. Like most teenage fights, it apparently started because of a dispute over a guy. But this isn't the story that she and two other suspects would tell investigators in this extremely sick case.
So, Tina, you know, can I call you Tina?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Obviously know something's up. So tell me what happened tonight.
Nothing happened that I know of. Heather just said that something about Adriana got beat up real bad.
Okay. You don't know anything about that?
No.
See your arms and hands if I could. Okay. And what's this right here? That little scratch there.
This?
Yeah.
I have a puppy.
Okay. And your puppy caused that?
Look, I'm going to move here.
Got your chin? Okay.
19-year-old Adriana had gone over to her neighbor's house to patch things up after an argument, but she had no idea that fate was waiting for her. That neighbor was Tina Brown, and Adriana was walking straight into a trap. What started off as a fight quickly turned into something much worse, but according to Tina, she's got an alibi.
So where were you tonight?
At Heather's.
At Heather's house?
Heather said she was going to cook, so I went down there and she was cooking fish and french fries, and then we just started watching movies.
You were there all night until the cops came up there?
Mm-hmm.
What time did you go over there?
Probably just started getting dark.
Okay, so about sunset, was anybody over at Heather's house when you went over there?
Just Heather and her husband.
Heather, okay.
Did anybody else come over there?
Her and her little friend girls were at the house. She said she hurt her hand, so usually we get there and everything is all right, so I don't end up going with her, but she said she was going to the emergency room.
What time was that when they came by, you know? Was it long after you got there?
No.
Okay, so early in the evening?
I don't know what time it was.
Oh, okay. So about 30 to 45 minutes after sunset.
Tina's daughter Brittany was also at Heather's house at the time. But the problem here was that they, along with Tina, were the three main suspects in the case. The detective already knows there's bad blood between Tina and Adriana and spends some time discussing their friendship.
What has been going on between you and Adriana this week?
Actually, Adriana, me and Adriana were together today.
Okay, where were y'all together?
At my house.
Okay, what was going on there?
We were just sitting there watching movies, trying to get my computer, pull it up where I can get iTunes and watch movies.
Have y'all had any problems?
Oh yeah, we've had problems. The first 3 trailers, we've had problems for a long time.
What's the problems?
Well, lately the new problem is she thinks that I'm the one who had her boyfriend locked up in jail.
Okay, so she's mad at you thinking her boyfriend's locked up because of you.
Yeah, but we talked about it earlier.
This would be one of several accusations that surrounded the 4 women. Tina's daughter Brittany also claimed Adriana slept with her boyfriend. But even so, Tina says there were no issues.
Me and her actually just started back talking today.
Okay.
Because I asked her this morning, what was I doing this morning? I was trying to make some phone calls, and I wanted to heat up some chicken. So I asked her would she put the church's chicken in her microwave, and she heated it up for me and brought it to my house.
Okay. Do you know what happened to Adriana tonight?
No, I don't. Heather just said she got beat up, but that's all I know.
A little bit more than that.
The detective is talking about the horrifying injuries covering Adriana's body. And despite her story, Tina knows exactly what happened. Tina, Brittany, and Heather waited for Adriana to arrive at Tina's house in Ensley before ambushing her with a taser and beating her down with a crowbar. The 3 then threw her in the trunk of a car and drove her to a secluded patch of woodland where they set her on fire and then walked away. Clearly, they expected her to be dead. But Adriana not only survived this horrific attack, managed to crawl to a nearby house and find help. She did this with burns covering over 60% of her body. None of the suspects, including Tina, know that she survived until the detective drops this bombshell.
I'm not sure if she's gonna make it or not.
No, I don't.
Did she talk to us, or she talked to the people that came over to help her?
Mm-hmm.
She told them something. You know what she told them?
I could just imagine what's that.
She said that you and Heather did this to her. So that's why we're talking to you two.
But she said I called. She's been saying a lot of stuff lately.
Okay.
She said I called, because this is all stuff that we talked about today at my house.
Okay.
About my tire was stabbed.
Okay.
And I asked her if she did it. She said no. I mean, I couldn't prove she did it. So I didn't argue about it, fuss about it or nothing.
But you thought she did it?
Mm-hmm. Just because of what people said. But
Did you hear about her window getting busted out?
Whose window?
Adriana's window getting busted out a few days ago. You didn't hear about it?
No, sir, I didn't.
And you said tonight you were over at Heather and Darren's, right?
Yes, sir.
And you didn't go anywhere?
No.
Did anybody come over there while you were there?
He had somebody come over, but I didn't go out.
Who were they that came over?
He was dark skinned and he had braids.
Okay.
And then there's another guy, but I didn't know who that guy
Blocker
was.
sound familiar?
Yeah.
And did anybody else come over?
Yeah. White guy in a red truck.
You know who that was?
You know, he went out there and went outside and talked to him.
And what was Darren doing while y'all over there cooking? Anything?
Laid on the couch watching movies.
Is that pretty much what y'all were doing all the way until the cops came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you, Darren, and Tina were sitting in the living room. Heather were sitting there in the living room watching movies. Mm-hmm. And when the cops knocked on the door, what'd y'all do?
We were sitting there.
Okay. Why didn't you answer the door?
It ain't my door.
Okay. So y'all sat there, and when the cops came, they didn't answer the door. And how long were y'all in there before you did answer the door?
We thought that, I guess the tape was going out, because Adriana has a little boy that's kind of hyper. He said that little boy probably had got that taser and tased that little girl.
All right, but you were home all night. You didn't see any kind of disturbance going on over there before the cops came over there or anything?
No, we would have heard something.
Right now, Tina is starting to show signs of guilt. She's slumped over with her head hung down and avoiding eye contact, indicating she's very ashamed and regretful, or at the very least, sorry she's been caught. Whatever the case may be, she definitely seems uncomfortable. But as the detective points out, it's definitely not for the right reasons.
You didn't go get anything or go anywhere at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. You seem kind of lackadaisical about this. I'm telling you that this woman is probably going to die and has named you as the person that's harmed her. It kind of, doesn't sit easy with me that you're just so nonchalant about this.
I just talked to her today, and I told her I never called DCFS on no kids.
Okay. Well, she's probably going to die is the word we're getting. And we're concerned over that. And the last person she said that did this to her is you and Heather. Okay? We're going to go out there. We know what happened out there. It's just going to be a matter of getting fingerprints and evidence back. Okay?
Once again, Tina shows her guilt, this time by touching her lips. This is often a telltale sign someone is lying and is trying to hide that fact by covering their mouth.
The reason we're here.
Basically, what she told the fireman was that you two came and grabbed her. Mm-hmm.
Well, say what now?
What she told the fireman was that you two came over and grabbed her, pulled her out of that house, beat her, and harmed her.
And nobody out there, the kids or nobody saw none of this.
Nobody saw it. We talked to everybody in that neighborhood.
Kids are always outside.
We've talked to everybody in the neighborhood.
And
You saw them all out there.
Nothing?
Nope. And she's saying that y'all did it. And we're sitting here talking to you, and then I'd certainly appreciate, and I know Tom appreciates that you're talking to us. But we got to get to the bottom of this, and we got to know what happened, the truth. And there are two choices here. Either you're going to tell us, or Heather's going to tell us. So, who's going to be?
I didn't do anything to her.
Okay.
I was the guy.
And you were home all night.
I was at Heather's house.
You were at Heather's all night. Never left there. Because, see, the story between Heather and Darren is already shaky. And your story is a third version of what they've told us so far. This is a serious allegation. I mean, this is life-changing. And somebody's life may end over this. We're getting told that she's in pretty critical condition at this point and not likely to make it.
When Adriana was found, she reportedly told her rescuers that Tina had never expected her to make it out of the woods, let alone make it to safety. But despite her brave fight, Adriana died from her ordeal 16 days after hers.
I mean, she was just
Why
at my
is
house
Adriana-
today. Why she didn't tell me? I've been blamed for a lot. Well, it's a cycle over there. It goes trailer 1, trailer 2, trailer 3,
Well, she didn't
trailer
do it to
4.
herself. Somebody did it to her.
Adriana been riding that bike all day today.
Okay, but somebody did it to her.
I didn't.
Okay,
I swear I didn't.
but she's saying you did it.
I didn't. Adriana been saying I didn't. I did
It may
a
be
lot
the
of
last
stuff.
thing she tells somebody.
Tina, Heather, and Brittany were all found guilty of murder, with Tina believed to be the ringleader. Had Adriana not made it that day, these 3 killers could have escaped justice. But now Tina sits on death row, waiting for her day of execution.